All right, what's going on? Matt Morris, leadwithmatt.com. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Today we're going to talk about IPETing your way to millions. And we're going to talk about a system of duplication in network marketing. Going to be fairly fast on here, and I will be talking about this system in just a little bit and how really understanding this and getting the psychology behind it transformed everything for me, allowed me to, go from 5 years of struggling, not really getting it, to having something that's so incredibly simple, have it click in and create huge duplication and allow me to finally get to a full-time income in network marketing. So before we hop into the message, let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments below. Give me your city, state, country. And if you're watching this live, drop me a live in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, drop me a replay in the comments. And if you're seeing me for the first time, drop me a 1 in the comments so I can welcome you. And if you get some value out of this, you feel like some others will get some value, hit the share button. Let me know in the comments that you shared it so that I can give you a shout out. So I see Greeley, Colorado, Estonia, Cyprus in the house. Let's see, another Colorado. Very, very cool. Denton, Texas, Vancouver, BC. We got Arkansas in the house. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Orlando, Florida. Very cool. Dublin. Appreciate the share, Peter. Rock and roll. So let's talk about IPETing your way to millions. So here's kind of how it went for me. I mean, I guess I kind of understood the philosophy of this IPET thing, but I really didn't understand how powerful it was, the psychology behind it, how important it was to train on this. And if you're wondering what the hell is IPET, it is 4 words: invite, present, enroll, and train. Invite, present, enroll, and train. And what happened was when I met my mentor, and I went through, I met him at a presentation, and I saw him at the end. He was dressed really sharp. He was well-spoken. He was impressive, and he had had a lot of success in network marketing. I was immediately drawn to him as a mentor. And rather than just trying to hard close me into the business and telling me it was easy like I had heard before and hyping me up like I had been hyped up so many times in the past, he kind of taught me this IPET thing. And he said, if you want to make millions of dollars, if you want to have a huge organization, it happens from 4 simple things: invite, present, enroll, and train. And what happened was he gave me a framework. And when I understood this framework and I understood the simplicity behind it, he didn't say it was easy, but he explained the simplicity behind why network marketing really, really works. And that kicked in. And I don't know why, but somehow in 5 years, I had never really, no one had framed it up like that. No one had packaged it like that. And for me, it made the difference. And he was training me before he even tried to close me, explaining how the system works and how we would work together. And so, he mentioned, it's the 4 steps. Number 1, you invite people to see it. So the person who, for instance, invited me to see the presentation, he had done the I. He invited me to see it. Then the next was presentation. And so what his whole thing was, when you're new, your job is only to invite people to see a presentation. Now, there's a lot of different tiers of exposures. So you can invite someone to a hotel presentation. That's what I got invited to. That is probably the highest tier of exposure. You have the highest enrollment ratio. Sometimes it's a little harder to get someone there. You have in-home meetings, you have 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s, webinars, handing out DVDs, like anything else, right? So those are kind of the different tiers of exposures. I could go into a lot more details on that and how to take people from one to another. If you haven't seen my Bam Fam video, then you'll want to go back and find that. But when you're new, your job is to invite. And the more you can invite, the more money that you'll make. So step 2 is present. Your job is to invite someone to see a presentation at a hotel meeting, at a Starbucks, have them watch a video, a presentation, something like that, maybe invite them to a webinar, something like that. And his whole thing was, you know, your job is to invite something else or someone else does the presentation, and then we enroll the people who are enrollable, and then we train them. So invite, present, enroll, and then train. Now, what do we train people to do? Now, the mistake that I see so many people making is training people, brand new person, giving them 2, 3, 4 hours of content, like overloading them with so much content that their brain explodes. It's paralysis of analysis, because they think they have to know all of these things before they can go out and enroll someone else, when the reality is the biggest piece that you need to train them on is the invitation, okay? So I've seen so many people over the years, really powerful leaders, are really powerful presenters and trainers who are way better than I ever was in the beginning. I see them enroll people because they're a good closer. They enroll someone, and then they spend the next 2 hours going through all of this amazing training, every detail about the product, mindset training, you name it, all of it. And then they get no duplication. And it's like, why are we not getting duplication? Well, it's because you're overloading people and you're not training them on the most important thing, which is the invite, because that's the name of the game in network marketing. Who invites the most people to see a presentation is typically who wins. I mean, it's the gateway skill in network marketing. You can be a really bad presenter and still make money because you can use a tool, or you can have other people present, invite people to meetings or webinars or Zooms or whatever. So you can be a bad presenter and still make a fortune if you're good at inviting. That's what happened to me. I got to a full-time income before I ever actually did a presentation, because I was always using tools to do the presentation for me, okay? So you can be a bad presenter. You can be a bad closer if you're a great inviter, because if you invite enough people, you'll find the ones who are ready. You'll find the ones who are hungry. You can be bad at getting new people started. I've never been the best at getting new people started. I know what to do. I've done it a ton of times. I've been very effective, but that's not my strongest skill set, right? So you can be bad at getting new members started. You can be bad at training, but if you're bad at inviting, you're never going to make money. It's the one thing that is the most important skill. If you're not good at getting people to see the information, you're never going to make a lot of money. So if there's one thing you got to get ridiculously good at, it's inviting. And that's the first thing in the 4 steps. It's the first thing in the system. Invite, present, enroll, and train. We're training everyone on how to invite and get them to see the presentation. So now I am telling you this because I want you to have this framework packaged up. So hopefully something clicks in and you understand that that's really all we do in network marketing. We follow those 4 things. We do it over and over and over and over. And if you do it enough times, you're going to make enough money. Now, I started using it as a closing tool, just like Wayne did. So people are naturally hesitant. So someone is invited, they see a presentation, and at the end, even if they love the products and services, everyone wants to make more money, right? No one is opposed to more money. No one is opposed to residual income, but there's hesitancy because they don't understand in many cases what they're going to actually have to do. And so while we never want to present it as easy, because if you present it as easy, the people you're going to get to join are only the ones who think it's easy. The number one reason why people quit network marketing is because of missed expectations. False expectations. They thought it was going to be super easy. It's not, and so they quit. Okay. I'm not saying you got to tell them it's super hard. You can tell them it's simple, but never promise that it's easy. Okay. It is a simple process, certainly not an easy process. And so what I started doing was the same thing that Wayne did to me. And I started giving people that light bulb moment, and I would draw it out on a sheet of paper. And I'll just draw it out for you guys the same way I've drawn this out to hundreds and hundreds of prospects. At the top, you've got invite, and then we do an arrow to present. I'm getting my wall here converted to a whiteboard, so I can do this stuff on a whiteboard for you guys. Enroll, and then train. Okay, now this is what I have drawn out for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. So when you get started, your job is to invite people to see a presentation. Invite people to see a presentation. That's your job in the beginning. And if you're working with a brand new person, you're letting them know you invite, I present. What my mentor told me was my job is to help you, teach you how to put people in front of me so I can help you make money. Your job is to be a joy to work with. And I said, there's no problem there. So when you draw this out, sometimes that really clicks in with people because you're educating them on what they really need to do in order to do the business. And they see, wow, this really is simple. So we invite people to see a presentation. We're going to enroll the people who are enrollable. We're not going to enroll everyone because you could be selling gold bars for $20. Not everyone's going to buy a gold bar for $20, no matter how good the deal is, because they're going to be skeptical, right? It's just how people are. And then the people who enroll, we're going to train them. And what are we going to train them on? We're going to train them on how to invite. We're going to train them on this 4-step simple system. So if you are in now our network, you don't have a 4-step simple. You have 5 is what I've taught. I was taught, and so I've been using this for about 20 years. You need to have something like that. You need to be giving your organization a framework for duplication. And if you don't give people a framework for duplication and people don't understand the simple 3-step, 4-step process, whatever it is, then there's always going to be confusion, and confusion leads to a lack of belief. A lack of belief leads to a lack of motivation. A lack of motivation and a lack of confidence leads to a lack of action. And if you don't have a lot of people taking action, you never make a lot of money. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 4-step framework, how you can pet your way. You can IPET your way to millions. Anyway, listen, I'm going to run, pick up my kids. It is their last day of school, so we're going to go have some fun. If you feel like this can add some value to some others, you can hit the share button. If you do that, let me know that you shared it, and we will be back again soon with another message. Love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you want some advanced training on leadership, hop over to leadwithmatt.com. And I'll give you some things on how I've been able to build an organization that's grown to over 1 million customers, how I've been able to recruit some really, really powerful leaders that have led to real time and money freedom. Of course, that's what we always want here in network marketing. Thanks so much for tuning in. God bless. Go make life an adventure.